Hey there and welcome back to Don't Open That Door. I am Justin.
And I'm a lion.
I'm Nico, and I'm Nigel Thornberry.
Well, I'm Dan, and I'm a giraffe.
And no, we're not furries, we're reviewing Zoombies. Directed by Glenn Miller, this is starring Kim Nielsen as Dr. Ellen Rogers, Ione Butler as Lizzie, Andrew Asper as Gage, and Marcus Anderson as Rex. So the movie begins at the Eden Endangered Animal Sanctuary / Zoo. We see some scientists interacting with monkeys that are kind of infected with some unknown virus. When the monkeys die, they reanimate and attack the scientists. So in an attempt to contain them, the scientists call security and lock themselves in. With the monkeys, unfortunately. While this is happening, Ellen, who's kind of the owner / a scientist at the sanctuary, shows some new interns around the zoo. So we get the one kind of 28 days later with some simians, and intern day. So, Dan, what happens next?
So the security officer gets sent to check on the scientists and doesn't respond. So Rex and Lizzie, 2 security guards, go to investigate with one of the interns, Gage. They find the scientists massacred, and after an ambush, the monkeys escape and are now free to infect other animals in the zoo. One by one, infected animals begin to just kill off the zoo staff and interns, and the group begin to make their way back to Ellen.
All right, Nico, what follows?
So Ellen contacts the CDC and the local police, but she's informed that they have procedures to follow and they won't be able to help the zoo for some time yet. Meanwhile, Ellen's daughter is attacked by a zombie koala, but she literally rips it in half with a baseball bat. Oh, Christ. Ellen studies the creature's brain matter and finds an unknown enzyme that may, in fact, be causing the animals to attack and go super hostile. The SWAT team finally attempts to breach the zoo, and they make it in, and are almost about to save the staff, but then they are just absolutely ethered by a pack of lions.
Can't get any worse, right, Dan?
Well, you say that, but Rex ends up dying fighting off a zombified gorilla, but Lizzie and Gage make it back to Ellen. They warn the zookeeper in charge of the aviary to let the birds go, as infected birds could spread the infection quickly, but the zookeeper stops responding. Ellen, Lizzie, and Gage head over to the aviary and find the zookeeper dead, with her guts ripped out by a bird, by the way. They burn down the aviary, killing all the birds and stopping the spread of the deadly virus and enzyme.
But it can't just end like that, can it, Nico?
No, we got a little bit left. The group is attacked by the zombified gorilla Kifo one last time, who is the last of his kind. But Ellen shoots it in the head, and our heroes leave. All is not well, though, because as the movie ends, our last frame that we see before the credits roll is Kifo waking up and letting out a roar of rage. DK! Donkey Kong!
If only. So we're gonna go ahead and start with you, Dan. Tell me about the visuals in this movie.
So the visuals were great. They were very CGI, and a lot of it was obvious CGI. And by great, I don't mean I don't really mean that bad.
By great, I mean not that.
They were pretty obvious CGI, but in a really cheesy, really funny, awesome way. This is definitely a sort of so bad it's good movie to me. And I think the kind of cheesy CGI really just lends itself to that even more, really leans into that. And there's a couple scenes with elephants walking down the sidewalk or whatever, down the path, and they look extremely out of place. And they almost look like cardboard cutouts, just walking or some shit. They look bad.
They fucking
And
do.
it's hilarious. Or when sometimes they try to use puppets to be the animals. So there's a part where giraffes are attacking people, except sometimes they're CGI, but sometimes you can tell they're just giant puppets or something. So it's just this puppet thing smashing its head against a person, and it's fucking hilarious. And I can't stop laughing at it most of the movie.
One of my personal favorites is Nika. What's the gorilla's name? Kipo? Tipo?
Kifo.
So, in some of the CGI shots of the gorilla, like it looks one way, and then in other shots, it's clearly like a dude in a costume, and it looks completely different. Like the CGI gorilla and the real gorilla look entirely different, and the shit is sometimes hilarious. There was one point in time where like they're climbing away from the gorilla, and then the gorilla climbs up after him, and you could tell whoever was in the suit was struggling hard as shit to climb up that shit. A real gorilla would have just like bloop, like flown up. Another time, and this too was pretty cool, the scene that Dan mentioned earlier, I think in the synopsis, where the zookeeper of the aviary was killed. There's a part where the zookeeper's killed and an eagle is like nesting in her guts and innards.
Like it made a nest of her intestines. And there are fucking eggs there.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck? Like, it killed her and immediately laid eggs?
Hey.
Like, what is the time discrepancy here? But it was, again, to Dan's point, just fucking hilarious to me. I mean, Nico, you surely have to have something for visuals.
Yeah, this is an absolute delight in terms of the visuals. You're not going to get any kind of auteur, profound cinematography here. This is a wild ride from start to finish, and it's just a fucking blast. Like you were both saying, the animals look charitably like a pretty fuzzy PS2 cutscene at some times, and other times they just look like big old dummies in a fursuit just waddling along in one of the final scenes when Kipo's running after our heroes. We cut back and forth from this super menacing zombified gorilla that's like roaring out, and then the next frame it'll just be this adorable little fuck in a mask that's very clearly rubber and smiling. It's just like it's so fucking great.
Now we're going to go ahead and change our tune to the audio here. So, Dan, I mean, coming back to you, is the audio just as hilarious as the visuals?
I kind of think so, yeah. There's a lot of clearly overdubbed parts, but there's also a lot of unnecessary, like, gore sounds. And, like, people would be getting attacked by birds, and you hear, like, I'm like, what the fuck is the bird doing? Like, birds can't make that kind of sound. Like, what? And there's just like, anytime anything roars, it's like way over the top. There's just a lot of like over the top kind of sounds in this. And it just, again, lends itself even more to the sort of horror comedy part of the movie.
One of my personal favorite things with the sound is there's a parrot. And for the parrot's voice, it's not the parrot talking. It's clearly a dude imitating a parrot, like saying things. I was just like, bruh. Because there's a part where they're like looking for the zoologist again in the aviary, and the dude imitating the parrot's like, help me, help me.
And he sounds just like Justin right there.
And I was like, bro, that's not a bird. That's a fucking dude. Like, I don't know. It was pretty funny to me. Nico, any comments on that? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I will say that in terms of the score, the music is very playful, and I like that. A lot of the sort of like more dramatic parts are more over the top, which fits with the overall tone that we've been establishing so far. But a lot of it is very whimsical. The movie doesn't take itself seriously, and it's very self-aware. And I love it when a film can really just balance that just fucking from the get-go. They know what they are, they know what they're doing and how to do it. They don't pretend to be anything that they're not.
Understood, under-fucking-stood. So, I kind of have a different question now. We've reviewed a couple zombie movies on the podcast, you know, Train to Busan, #Alive. We've covered a couple of zombie movies here. Is this different, do you think, from the standard run-of-the-mill zombie movie? Do you think this brings something new to the game?
Maybe not new, because it's probably, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it's probably been done before. But I mean, just comedy in a very, very over the top bad comedy, not just like a parody of a zombie movie comedy, but as in like, this is just a really fucking bad, good movie, or good, bad movie, I guess. I mean, I didn't really catch any deep things to really dissect about this movie compared to other zombie movies, but yeah, I think just comedy aspect of it.
What was that one little bit of trivia that you read about?
Oh, was supposedly the name Eden, which is the name of the park of the zoo, is an anagram for the word need, which people need a lot of things in this movie. Apparently, supposedly by one reviewer. And I was like, wow, that's a stretch.
Completely grasping at straws.
You know, I like the way they choose to look at it through an alternative lens and context, as opposed to the pretty fucking obvious Eden, like Garden of. But, you know, I guess different food for different animals. Nico, typically we see humans being possessed in zombie movies and that being kind of chaotic as it is. But truthfully, if animals could turn into zombies, do you think it'd be more scary or less scary?
I think it would probably be more scary if we had to truly reckon with that, just because imagining this outside of the confines of the movie, if there was I almost said a squad of lions. If there was a pride of lions just roaming out on fucking I-95, just like mauling motherfuckers and turning them into also zombies, that would, one, be lit as fuck, but two, that'd be terrifying. And they had a good point about the fucking birds. Like, what if the birds did get out, and what if they did spread to the populace? That would be one hell of a thing to contain. So logistically, I think it's worse to think about. Then again, we are the society that couldn't just stay inside for 2 fucking weeks a year ago. So who's to say?
Dan, do you think we could triumph over the animals if there was no confirmed animal to human changing? So just the animals are all going berserk and attacking us. Can we survive that?
I think at that point, it depends on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go with this. If we're just talking like regular animals, then I think we could. But if you're talking like bugs and like, what if the cicadas were all zombies, bro? We would be fucked.
It's wild when you think about it. And I think insects are oftentimes the big missing component in all of this because, you know, like, what
I can't
if?
think of a zombie insect movie off the top of my head.
Let's make one.
I'm sure it's out there.
It's funny because they actually do have kind of like zombie insects in real life.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Fucking interesting. Now, I also got to ask you guys, how do you think the virus spreads in this movie exactly? Because there's a scene with the elephants, and they're like, yeah, the elephants aren't going to turn because they have no natural predators.
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense.
What?
This dude was mad confident while a squad of elephants comes stampeding down the thing. He steps right in front of him. He's like, no, they're friendly because they don't have any natural predators, so they're not affected. Bro, you got a lot of fucking confidence in that statement. Like, goddamn.
Bro, you never seen a elephant get eaten by like a lion or some shit?
Nope, I haven't.
Shit happens.
It's true.
Are we natural predators for elephants?
At one point we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
At one point we were. For sure. Because I was thinking though, like, is it spread through like a bite? Is that how the virus kind of spreads?
That's kind of what I assume. But now that I think about it, I don't think they ever actually show you how it, because all the virus spreading happens off screen. You don't actually see any of that.
And it's pretty fucking quick too. Like there isn't any ever like process of transforming like, I'm slowly becoming a zombie. Nope, it's just like, oh, well, guess we're zombies now.
I like the way that somehow the lemurs got turned, and I was like, yo, these should be like the most agile motherfuckers on the planet. Like, I want to know how they caught the lemurs. They'd have to like individually chase them down. It was like 3 monkeys.
I was hoping for a fucking elephant lemurs fight, but it didn't happen.
Oh,
Yo.
Okay.
Can somebody explain why the elephants decided to randomly ether fucking Rex?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
Everyone else just kind of gets like let off their elephant. They fall down. By the way, to the listeners, the falls in this movie are fucking hilarious. Because there'll be like a scene where they're like, oh no, and then like it'll cut and then it'll show them like in the next scene like flung to the ground, which it only gets like more and more funny as the movie goes on. But they're on these elephants, they're riding them, and then all of a sudden they just get like thrown off and everyone else is fine, but an elephant decides to just like step on fucking Rex's leg and shatter it.
Which his leg would be like fucking mush.
Yeah.
What surprised me is later on he fights off the gorilla, Kifo. He literally jumps on the gorilla's back. And I'm like, bro, your leg is like nothing right. Your leg is jelly right now. How do you jump like that off of one leg?
It's like doing a fucking dive kick in Street Fighter over here.
I sincerely did not know about that. But, you know, maybe how the virus is spread is explored in the prequel, Zoombies 2.
I love it when 2 comes before 1.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Yeah, only when you really gotta go
To the movies. And
let me take you to the movie, shawty. No Major Lazer fans in here?
I mean, this movie's got a sequel, doesn't it, Dan?
Well, it's got a prequel.
Right, but also a sequel.
Oh.
Spiritual sequel, or in the same universe, maybe?
The same universe. They have a fucking Zootastic universe, I guess.
Zombie Cinematic Universe.
The ZCU. They've got Aquarium of the Dead, I think. I guess it's in the same universe. So we might have to check that one out too.
Imagine being like, well, my zoo got fucking wrecked, but I can go to this aquarium at least.
Bro, I would laugh so fucking hard because she creates this or like takes over this zoo to chase her, to help her grandfather's dream. And at the end, she's like, oh, I did this for my grandfather's dream, but I failed. I would laugh so hard if in the aquarium movie, she's like, oh, well, I'll chase his second dream. And then fails with that for the same reason.
Fuck this one up too, Granddad.
I've got a random question, right? So typically on this pod, you know, we joke around a lot, but we also get a little academic at times. Are there any like kind of deep-seated themes in this movie? Are there any messages about the folly of mankind? Absolutely anything at all?
So in zombie movies, the zombies themselves are often a vehicle to explore these themes, like in... what's the big first one? Was it Dawn of the Dead with Romero?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were exploring themes of like race and class there, and there just really wasn't any kind of...
Are you talking about Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead?
Night of the Living Dead, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always get those two mixed up. They have like the same fucking title. Anyway, in this movie, there's no real philosophical undertones, overtones, tones that were in a room far away. This is like the fucking LaCroix of zombie movies. It's like if you took the... that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. Keeping it in. I don't care. Raw dogging this microphone right now. Getting rid of that, though.
No, you're not, because I'm the one editing. So keep going.
Well, nope. I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna cut my losses there.
All right. Dan, do you think maybe this movie was kind of trying to talk about... No, I can't even say it with a fucking straight face, yo. It was just... the monkeys were pre-infected.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
No, the monkey dies.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, oh, I'm going to inject it with this thing. And the girl's like, no, that goes against protocol. Don't do that.
Dude was there.
And then he does it, and then it comes back to life.
But is that seriously what caused it?
That's what they kind of imply, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me...
Did you not pay attention?
I did, but they were just like, it's against UN protocol, which I thought was a very specific protocol to like, you cannot like resuscitate a monkey with this.
Yeah, because you get zombies. It already happened somewhere, apparently.
Bruh, it's gonna be like zombies in fucking Antarctica or some shit. You got like renegade seals coming after you, but...
Renegade seals?
I think one of the themes of this film is follow protocol. The whole movie, Gage was just like, this doesn't go to protocol. Which I wonder if they did it by protocol. I wonder what would happen.
But consider this, Gage was also a little bitch boy.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Double consider this. How is it that the security guard who went to investigate the scientists the first time around, he gets in, right?
Right.
And then the door is still locked and he gets mauled to death,
Right.
but the scientist manages to live past that and actually survives well enough to like try and keep the door closed.
Bro, you are caught up on the wrong bit here. You were caught up on absolutely the wrong bit here. You're talking about how is he keeping the door closed? Nah, we need to talk about the real elephant in the room, or rather, the monkey in this motherfucker's chest.
Oh,
the
yeah,
monkey
we do
burster?
have it. Yeah, we have a monkey burster
fucking
scene.
monkey burster? Are you kidding me?
Well, I was going to ask if there were any callbacks to other movies. Nico, why don't you walk the audience through the monkey burster?
There's not much to walk through. There's the guy who we were talking about who was holding the door closed, trying to keep the plague inside or whatever. And then he just sort of like, I don't know, just freaks out a little bit. He goes mute, and then suddenly just fucking Zaboomafoo just yeets out of his chest.
Yo, y'all remember Zaboomafoo? That intro
I'm
was so
dying.
weird. It always had the fucking monkey like jumping, like he did like 3 jumps in the
Yeah.
fucking intro. And I was like, why? What the fuck?
He's a happy motherfucker.
Yo, I never understood that show. And it would just come on randomly on Saturdays. Like I'm over here trying to watch like X-Men or something, and Zaboomafoo comes on. And I'm like, who the fuck wants to watch Zaboomafoo? But
The Crap Brothers, apparently.
I don't know. It also has a pretty big callback to Jurassic Park, actually. The kind of little beginning piece where they're talking about Eden and how it's all safe and how it's going to be like a great thing. That's pretty much like a direct reference to Jurassic Park there.
They do, in fact, say, this is a zoo, not Jurassic Park. So, yeah.
I mean, this movie really is just if Jurassic Park was a zombie movie comedy.
Yeah.
It's like the same plot, pretty much.
Did you have any favorite kind of death scenes in this one? I know there's a couple deaths, and God, it is so fucking hard to choose.
I have my favorite
Is it your favorite scene as well, or just your favorite death scene?
death scene.
Okay, what's your favorite death scene?
So my favorite death scene is near the beginning of the zombie monster, fucking zombie animals, and
The Zoombies.
the zombies, if we can call them those. When the giraffes are attacking, first of all, I just found that the whole giraffe thing was fucking funny as shit and so bad and funny. But there's a point where 2 giraffes grab one of the interns and like lift him up and rip his arms off. Now, it also kind of goes back to your last question. If you've ever seen Ninja Scroll, and you know the scene where the dude rips the guy's arms off and drinks his blood, it's the same scene minus the blood drinking. But 2 giraffes literally rip this dude's arms off and just like throw him on the ground. And that shit was funny as fuck.
My favorite part is like they didn't have the budget quite, I think, but like the dude's arm was still very clearly attached when he fell down.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even like rip, like it just like blood exploded. I was like, come on, dog. Come on now, son. But no, I mean, outside from that, my favorite death scene personally actually doesn't relate to any of the Zoombies. So there's this zip line that they talk up in the beginning of the movie. And it gets to a point where Gage, Lizzie, and this other intern called AJ, they've all got to cross this like zip line thing. And the zip line goes all over the park. It's supposed to be very scenic, but it, quote, doesn't have all the safety equipment yet. Well, the issue was not with the safety equipment.
No, it wasn't.
So the 3 of them try and like zip line down the joint, and then the zip line just snaps. And I'm like, yo, Lizzie and Gage are both fairly like not heavy people. Like they're both pretty light. And AJ's just your generic kind of like semi-ripped dude. So it wasn't that much weight for like a big ass rope to just kind of snap. But the rope snaps, and this is what is hilarious to me. Somehow Lizzie manages to grab on. This is like right at the end, the rope snaps. Lizzie somehow manages to like use her like momentum on some like Super Mario with the cape type shit. And
Yo!
and grabs on to Gage. AJ just falls like 1,000 feet and hits the ground and goes splat. And I was like, bro, how the fuck did you die like this in a movie called Zoombies? How the fuck did you manage to die this way? Like, they could have at least pulled like a, I don't know, like a Jurassic Park 3 and had the birds attack him or something and fall down. I thought that's maybe what would have happened. But nah, they just went with the classic, like, oh no, the rope snapped and I'm gonna die, but somehow the people behind me are gonna live. I didn't quite understand how that worked, but that was my favorite death scene. Nico, what's yours?
So mine is the character, what was her name? The one who was always on her phone.
Amber.
No, Amber.
Amber, yeah. So her character was that she was always on her phone and she was just perpetually annoyed with everything. And she got completely fucking eviscerated by these pack of lions. And somehow she manages to just fucking drive all the way around I was about to say the island, because again, Jurassic Park, around the fucking zoo, gets up to Gage, and you can see like her throat is slashed. She's got all these like trenches of blood going through her. And it's like, I just made it back to let you know, lions are out. And then she dies.
Bro, I hated her character. I couldn't wait for her to die.
Yeah.
Like, God, man. So Amber kind of sucks the whole time, but she ends up like abandoning people and stealing their Jeep and trying to like break out of the zoo. But then she gets like mauled by a pack of lions, and I'm just like, yo, first off, if you got mauled by a pack of lions, to Nico's point, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Like, you're not about to like get in a car and drive away after getting mauled by lions. But did anybody notice something very strange about the lions that were attacking them?
They were zombies.
Yeah.
Male lions don't hunt in packs.
But these are male zombie lions. Why
Well-
you always lying?
So moving on. Yo, my girlfriend has like harassed me to find tickets for the fucking Lion King on Broadway. And every time I try to find them joints, it's fucking sold out.
Yeah,
It's a
because
good
it's
ass
Lion
show.
King on Broadway.
Who the fuck
Everybody.
is still seeing Lion King on Broadway?
Literally everybody, bro.
Doug, it's a fantastic show.
Why can't it be my turn? Why is it always gotta be something else? And then I'm over here like, oh, it's okay. It's okay, Bohi. We'll go check out Phantom of the Opera. And then all of a sudden...
It's a bop.
Yeah. I told her it's got bops.
Kidz
Try to
Bop.
get some bop.
Is that the Kidz Bop version, bro?
Yo, what's the song? We Belong Together? Kidz Bop version? Is that it?
Have you heard the Kidz Bop version of WAP?
Oh, fuck me. This podcast is going places.
Which is an actual fucking thing, I kid you not. Please look up the lyrics right now. Pause the episode, look up the lyrics, come back to us.
That was a horrible idea. Reeling us back in. Let's get to a good idea. What would you do? First off, I love animals. And you know, I briefly actually considered being a zoologist.
That scans. Considering your previous fisticuffs with amphibians that we've talked about.
I can't mention my crimes of endangered species on the pod. Needless to say, the ocelot had it coming. But
But he's serpentine out the way.
But let's say, first off, we're going to put ourselves kind of in our college years. You know, we just got to get some internship credits out of the way. So we're interning at the local zoo / sanctuary. Dan, where would you be? What would your role be, do you think?
I think I would be. I feel like I would be like feeding. I feel like I'd be feeding the lions and shit.
Oh,
That
shit.
area.
All right. Nico, how about you?
I just want to chill with the pandas, bro.
There's no pandas here, bro. We too poor. Pick something else.
Damn. All right. I guess I'll chill with the fucking warthog then.
All right, so be it. I mean, me personally, I mess with like the big cat them, so I'm gonna have to like, you know what I'm saying, like pet a tiger. I could mess with a wolf too, you know what I mean? Like the wolf howl, I howl back. So for sure I could be like one of them animals. So we're all at the zoo, we're all doing our thing, and then all of a sudden like the lockdown goes on and we start seeing animals attacking motherfuckers. The three of us just happen to be like in the same building grabbing some lunch or whatever, and like animals are fucking attacking. Stay where you are. What would you do?
Stay where the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Okay. It then becomes inevitably clear that the animals are like able to break in, and some of them do break in. What is your weapon of choice? If you could pick one kind of homemade weapon that you can kind of make on the fly, what would you choose to fight off animals?
Probably a torch, honestly.
A what?
A torch? Animals don't like fire.
Where the fuck do you have a torch?
Get some gasoline, get a stick, get some part of your shirt, boom.
All right, Nico, from now on, for the rest of this, what would you do is in his drawers. But he's got his torch. Dan, what weapon are you about to use?
I would do the classic baseball bat with nails in it.
Okay, that makes sense. See, I actually had my cutlass the whole time, right? So, no, I'm playing. I feel like I just gotta go club.
Okay, go for
You just
that.
gotta go clubbing.
The biggest, heaviest thing I can find is what I'm using, bro.
Blunt weapon damage.
Blunt weapon damage. You got the sharp damage. Nico's got the
Fire
balls
damage.
in the wind. So,
Gotta let him breathe.
deeper cut than you realize.
Gotta let the lads breathe.
Deeper cut. Anyways, so we're being attacked, and you have two choices, right? You can either be attacked by the fucking giraffe, the two giraffe them, or fight off the lemurs. Which one would you choose to fight?
Giraffe in an instant.
I would do giraffe, bro. They're like my brothers. I could fuck them up.
Yeah, it's true, Dan. You're tall as shit.
Equal terms.
Okay. And last but not least, so we meet up with Ellen and them, and we're like, yo, what are we supposed to do? And they're like, we got to burn down the aviary, and we can't leave no matter what. Would you try and help them burn down the aviary, or would you just try and like run the fuck away?
I would probably help him try to burn down the aviary.
Well, why you a bitch? Dan, how about you?
I would probably try to help burn down the aviary too.
That's solid, man. I agree with that.
Thank you.
I personally, though, like, if I'm being 1,000%, I gotta help him burn down the aviary.
Oh, you a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
Man, what the
Because I
fuck?
feel like it's my job. Like, I like animals, and I don't want animals to turn against me.
I like animals. I'm gonna kill all of them, burn them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, like, you know, like,
Get you some exotic KFC this week.
bro,
Buffalo Zoo wings.
okay, like, let's say it already died, right? Would you eat parrot?
No.
Yeah.
You sick fuck. Anyways, that's it for what would you do. Nico ruined it by being a sick fuck who eats parrots. Nico, next time you come to my house, I'll make you some honey fucking barbecue parrot wings, bro.
Do it. You won't. Yeah, you didn't think that far ahead, did you?
Yo, real talk, when I was a kid, you know like how you have burgers and you put like red onion on the burgers?
Mm-hmm.
My fucking cousin told me that shit was monkey brains. And
And you believed him?
yeah, for the longest time I believed that shit was monkey brains.
Yo, you're stupid as fuck.
Look who's talking now, bitch. It's because I was deceived as a child that I can now troll you.
Is that why you troll with a vengeance?
God damn it.
That's what D told me. He was like, it's monkey brains. In any case, though,
The vampire hunter?
Surely he can't be the son of.
he can't be the Deep Vampire Hunter fans will get that. And yo, we should definitely review that movie at some point, yo.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
100%.
Fucking classico. Anyways, critical review. What do y'all think this one got? Just out of curiosity, you think it got high or low?
I'm gonna say low.
It's gotta be like a 40 or below.
So we're gonna do a little combination work here. Zoombies on IMDb has a 3.3 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay?
That scans.
There's a reason why I said IMDb. Zoombies on Rotten Tomatoes does not have a critic score,
Huh.
but it does have a 16% from the
Ooh,
audience.
come on.
Wow. Do they not like fun?
Jeez. Jeez. Well, time to line them up. So, why don't you tell me just your general thoughts about the film, maybe some of your favorite moments, not so favorite moments, and what you give the score to be. I'm going to lead off with you, Nico, because you like fun.
I do like fun.
Tonight.
We are young.
So let's set the aviary on fire. Anyway, I fucking love this movie. This is such a delight. And after a couple of real stinkers that we've had in the past month or so, it was real good to watch this. This is a movie where in the very beginning, when everyone is getting onto the zoo, we have Dr. Ellen saying like, all right, people, give me your cell phones. We can't have any kind of, photos getting out or whatever. And then says, we'll just talk via walkie-talkies later on. And then calls someone using her cell phone to call a walkie-talkie. This is a movie that gives no fucks about trying to be any kind of, intelligent, profound. It's just fun, and it's so goddamn funny. I'm going to give this an 88.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a yellow card because she clearly says in that scene, oh, I'm going to switch over to my cell phone. Yellow card for you, Nico.
Yeah, and
Yellow
she's still
card.
talking to her with the fucking walkie-talkie.
She dialed into the app, bro. Yellow card.
It's
Take
not
the
how
yellow
that
card.
works.
Take yellow. I can call radio with my phone right now.
Do it.
Blinker, 182 over. Are you on your radio right now?
Yep. This is Daniel.
Yeah, we got a storm, but you know what good old Just says on a dark and stormy night when the wind starts howling. Anyways, fans look at that.
Convoy!
Yeah, no. High score, Nico. High fucking praise there, sir.
That's a high score.
Dan, thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of what Nico said is the same for me. I just had a lot of fun watching this, and I remember we watched it after it came out a few years ago, and it's probably, 4 years ago or something, and it was just a blast to watch as just a group of friends. It was fun to watch by myself too, but with a group of friends, it's just a whole nother level of funny, and it's just a good fucking time. I think my favorite scene is Ellen calls the CDC and they're like, or no, she calls the police and they're like, no, we have to wait until the CDC gets there. And then somehow 10 minutes later, a fucking SWAT team is there. I don't know who that SWAT team is, but they're there. And she watches on the screen as these lions attack them, or she sees there's trackers in the animals, so she can see the dots that represent the lions attacking them. And she's on the radio with them. So she hears them just yelling, oh no, it's not going down, pa, 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 ah, and just a whole bunch of screaming and stuff. And she puts her head down on the table and just pounds the table no. And it was just a really, really bad scene like that. And it was fucking funny. I love this movie. I'm going to give it an 85.
So it's kind of funny. I really like this movie as well. I echo all the points of you guys. I think in order for a movie to be kind of so bad it's good, one thing that I think it almost has to be is it can't take itself very seriously. There's a goof in this movie, which I don't know if is intentional or not, but they're talking about calling the CDC, right? And the CDC is flying out of Georgia.
Oh, Atlanta,
meaning
yeah.
They'll be here in 2 hours, but there's a helicopter that comes by and it says Ontario, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
And I'm just yo, I get it. It's pretty
That shit
funny.
zipped its way there.
It's what the fuck happened? But all in all, this shit is just stupid fucking fun. And I will say, I enjoyed it by myself, but Dan and I watched it with kind of a group of friends, back in the day. And it's just fucking outstanding. It's just a class-ass movie, bro. Not much else I can really say. It's still not for me on the upper echelons, but for a movie in this category, it's pretty fucking good. I give it an 80. So, it's time for us to stick our irons in the fire. Is this one going to get a recommend from you, Nico?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
100% yes from me.
And it's going to be a yes for me as well. I don't think we're going to go Golden Seal here.
But
is this gonna be? I always fuck up the category, Nico. What's the category?
this is magical. So bad it's magical.
Is this magical so bad it's magical?
100%.
I think this is magical, so bad it's magical.
It's magical so bad it's magical. What's gonna be the sound of it? Oh, I know.
I fucking knew it.
That's gonna be so bad it's magical, magical. And yeah, any last thoughts before we wrap this one up like a hot cross bun?
No.
Seriously, go look up the lyrics for the Kidz Bop WAP. It's fucking wild.
Kidz Bop Wop.
Also, We Belong Together, they really do that singer dirty at the end. They should have cut that, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Jesus. Go listen to the last like 30 seconds of that song. Anyways, that's been it. And with a whole bunch of side quests this time around, but I feel like we gained more experience for it, team. So that's been it from us here at Don't Open That Door. Treat each other nicely. Be kind to animals. Except the zombie animals. Those, do what you will. And as always, dear listener, please don't open that door. Bye.